This is the part 2 video, or this is part 2 of that costume, of the Miss Caroline Bingley. This is the part that really turns it into a Caroline Bingley costume. I am specifically going off of the, I believe it's 2005 Pride and Prejudice, and she has a lot of very beautiful outfits. I wasn't sure what to call it at first because I am not a historian, particularly not in the Regency era, so there's a lot of vernacular that I don't have. This is called a pelisse, and I will spell that out here. This is not meant to be historically accurate. This is meant to be a costume.
Sake, are we to receive every Bennet in the country?
I'm looking for a nice pale green color. I wanted to use either like a cotton or a linen or something. I don't want to use wool. The first swatch is the closest that I have come to the right color, which is upsetting because it's not even close to the right color. This is the swatch. The problem with this is, other than the fact that it is not quite the right color, this is a color that I would definitely be willing to, I guess, settle for, is it is a stretch polyester suiting. Is another swatch that I got from Mood. It is a cotton wall, and this one is 100% cotton. This one was a lot more expensive, and also it is quite see-through, which found it. This one right here, the blue, is the one that I will be going off of. The smallest one I can do with this pattern I would need 4 yards, and at absolute most I would need 4 3/4, but I always feel better getting a little bit more than I need just in case, even though I won't be doing the full sleeves. I ended up going with this because it's just a jacket. It doesn't need to be completely closed, especially because I have a clasp closure. I think it's called a pineapple closure that looks most similar to what the closure looks like in the movie. This is the back piece. This is, okay, so each of these basically you cut 2. This one you cut on the fold. This one you cut 2. This one you also cut 2. It goes over like this. Sleeve is kind of weird looking. It has a very odd shape to it. This is what I have left. Just a little bit of this and a little bit of a strip. That's it. I have all of the pieces cut out, but these are the skirt pieces. I have the sleeves cut out, and now I just have a lot of sewing together the pieces that I have pinned, that I've cut out and that I have pinned. So I suppose that's the next thing that I'm gonna do, but it's close enough, at least for the camera. That's all we care about, right? Does it photograph well? I have the sleeves here. The sleeves are pinned together, sewn together, and there's that little bit that's supposed to add to the mobility. So this is what I have for the sleeve. The pleats right there. So I have both of the sleeves done. There we go. This part is too wide to be film accurate, so I think I might turn this down a bit and go all the way around like so. and that'll make it slightly smaller. And then when I do the skirt, I'll go ahead and do that, I think. I don't know, but we're working on it. I have the sleeves gathered up and pinned in place, and I just need to sew them in place now, and then that'll free up a bunch of pins. The screen accurate version comes down more like this, and it does cover up the bust, and then it kind of closes right here, being like covered. The green isn't going to cover as much on top as it does in the film. However, both are going to have the same amount, like about here-ish down, that is covered by the please part. It's not, obviously, it's not full coverage. It's not a robe. It's not a dress in and of itself. So it's going to be as close as I can get it with the amount of fabric I have. It feels fine having it on. The biggest issue I have currently, just from looks, is that this sleeve for some reason is so much more poofy than this sleeve. I think it's because most of the gathering is like right here. Yeah, it's more poofy in the back section, and this is more poofy right up top. And I don't know how to fix that without taking all of this off and moving it like that. And I don't know if I want to do that. And I was explaining how the sleeves were not equally puffy, or not puffy in the way that I want them to be. I figured it out, and I looked over at this and I was like, what's wrong? I know something is wrong. I'm not quite sure how I'm doing it. This is where it kind of got me. And here, and I was like, I think I know what's wrong. I think I switched the sleeves. I think this sleeve is supposed to go here and this sleeve is supposed to go here. Because this part, this little pleat right here, is meant to make things more mobile. This having a pleat right here means that on the other side of the sleeve, I have more room without it looking all bunchy and weird. Also, the sleeve itself is kind of oddly shaped. It has a bit of a slope to it. And I put it on backwards. So, because, okay, look here. Again, this is the back. The pleat is right here, and the highest point of the slope would be on the back of the elbow. So that only makes sense if my arm was oddly shaped. That's I'm just glad that it's an easy fix. I need the pleat to go here, because if I, hold my arms like this, then I need less material here than I do here. To do that, I just need to switch the sleeves. See, sometimes procrastination and just staring at the problem helps. Detached both of the sleeves, and then I reattached them to the correct shoulders. Like I said, the little pleat goes in the front. It's cute regardless. I don't think I'm exaggerating much when I say 5 seconds. It actually might be less than that. I want to say between 2 and 5 seconds of the back of this outfit. We get to see the front, we get to see a full view of the front, both sitting and standing, but we don't get to see the back. We don't get to see the full back. I'm gonna say it's fine that we don't get to see the full back. What I do need to see is the upper back where it attaches to the top. And thankfully that's the part that we get to see for the less than 5 seconds.
Thank you for your stimulating company. It has been most instructive.
Not at all. Pleasure is all mine.
It helps that the seams are visible, I guess, but like not as visible as I need them to be. I'm not seeing any pleats, but I am seeing gathers, but I'm not seeing enough. This is longer than I am tall, and the idea is that you gather it all up and you have some nice gorgeous fullness in the back that kind of goes out, and you can keep your straight and flat portion in the front in a very Regency sort of way. I have gathered it as much as I can, and this is way too big still. I'm pretty sure the space in the center back is about that big, and I want to say this is twice that much. This right here is the space that I want it to go into. It's about twice that. I'll work on it and I'll get back to you. Okay, I'm trying a couple of things. That looks terrible. Alright, so I put the densely gathered bit right there in the middle, but on this side I took out the gathers here, and I went all the way to where I'm going to have the edge finish, because the skirt doesn't go all the way around. So the edge finish is here, and then this is just the bit that goes right here. This is like 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet. And yeah, that's terrible cutting on my part. That's how that looks. The other side, I have it densely gathered to the end of that panel. So all of this is the same dense gathers all the way to here. And then the rest of this is pleated. I don't think I like how that looks. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out the middle panel. Like, take it out entirely. Oh, that's not a bad idea, is it? Am I gonna regret this? I'm probably gonna regret this. I think this will be good. I think. So I did take the middle panel out. I'm trying this out. I gathered up as much as would fit, and then a tiny little bit spilled over in this middle part. And then I still had more on each of the sides. I did a really big pleat on either side. So hopefully this makes sense and it looks good. Okay, so I mean, obviously it'll look a little bit neater once I have it sewn down, because there won't be a bunch of pins sticking up, but I do like how this looks. About this, I like this. So a little bit behind the scenes, I did finish the pelisse before I finished the dress and the stays. So this has been finished and done for a bit, and it's been hanging up. And I don't know if it is because it's been hanging up and it's had more time to grow, or if I've lost a concerning amount of weight, which I don't think I have. I don't think that's what's happened. But everything is so loose. This section right here, when I was putting it on, I'm like, this is very, it's not supposed to be this loose. And the arms, there's space in the arms, except when I do this, because of course. And I don't remember that being the case. I do like everything else, and it makes me feel very opulent. I like this. I like that it got me looking at things differently. I am not currently wearing the stays because those, everything else would have also been loose, and I didn't want to have to deal with that. I know that this is not really historical at all. I get that. But it's cute, and I like it. Don't know if I've quite decided what video I'm doing next, but it might be one of the older ones that I just never got around to finishing, and I'll work on finishing it up and getting it out to you. In the meantime, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.